Greetings, beauties all over planet Earth. You got me out walking. There's a little rest area here, but I'm out doing my regular little walk, and it is gorgeous. The weather is like 26, 27, and it is gorgeous right now. I'm loving the sun on my skin, heading down into the creek. Gorgeous, isn't it? So the question has been asked, when did I first realize or recognize my intuitive abilities? And I'll say that it happened at an early age, and they frightened me. They frightened me. Hello, and blessings to you. Always have to touch the trees when I go past them. It happened at an early age, and I didn't know what it was, but there were a few encounters that I realized it was strange, and that's what frightened me, is that how could I predict something that was coming in the future? And one of those times was there was some netball competition, and I was only, I think, about 7 or 8, and we had to guess how many marbles were in the jar. And it was something like, I always said the number was 432, but it could be 400 and something. It was a big number. Anyway, I was in the back of the group of kids and adults, and it was like a big presentation, netball presentation, and trophies were being awarded and everything like that. But we had to guess the number of marbles, and I was in the back of the crowd, and I remember I knew my number was right. And it's just one of those innate knowings as a psychic that you it's almost as if you get a sense of peace because you know it's right. You just know it's right, and it's hard to describe, but any psychic will second that, and they know what I'm talking about. It's just, I just knew the number was right. And so when I handed in, or I can't remember if they were asking us to tell our numbers or we had to write it down and then submit the number with our name on it. I can't remember, but I guessed it right. I guessed it right, and so as much as it was a surprise to me that I guessed it right, it kind of wasn't, because I had felt that indication, that intuitive indication that I knew I was right. Oh, it's hard to describe, but the one that didn't freak me out so much, but there was one at school that really freaked me out, and it my stomach turned. I really felt my stomach clench, because it was our computer lesson, and I knew that morning when I woke up, I had some kind of vision, very quick vision, of getting 32 out of 40 for a test. And I forgot all about it. So when the lesson came later that day, I sat in the exact same seat as the vision. I turned the page like I did in the vision, and there it was, 32 out of 40. I freaked out. It frightened me. And it didn't sit well with me. I thought perhaps something was wrong with me. I didn't understand it, and it scared me. So I wanted to forget all about it. And in terms of auras and things, I actually thought something was wrong with my eyesight, and I actually went and got an optometrist appointment and got a pair of glasses that I never wore because they did nothing for me. But I actually thought I had something wrong with my color vision. When I started to see energy around people, around everything, around animals, around everything. Sometimes it was more noticeable than other times, depending on so many elements. But that was something that also freaked me out. So in the beginning stages, a lot of this stuff just freaked me out. And I just wanted to be a normal kid and, you know, be like everybody else. And I was, for the most part, because all this other stuff, I didn't care about that. I didn't care about any of it. And it wasn't until in my teens where I started noticing different things about my personality and different ways of how I viewed the world and things that I was very interested in. And, you know, that's when all the kind of extraterrestrial stuff started happening. And, you know, a few instances when I was a kid, but one as a teenager that stood out. And I've spoken about this when I was babysitting down the street from my house one night. And something very odd happened. And I had a huge golf ball sized blister, and it was all black underneath on my right leg. And I still have the scar of this thing because it was almost as if it was radioactive and it would not scab. It would not scab. First the doctor said, well, first my mother said it was a cigarette burn. Then the doctor said it was a spider bite. Then he said it was a snake bite. And like, oh look, the whole experience was weird, and that in itself deserves its own video. But that's when it all started getting all spooky, all strange. So yes, so that's part of the question. And then the next one is, what or where is my favorite country? What country that I visited is my favorite? That's a really kind of dynamic answer for me, because there's so many elements of so many places I visited that I really, really loved. But there were some other things that I didn't really love. So, you know, I kind of always took the good with wherever I went. But I would have to say, in terms of geographically speaking, the most beautiful country I found was Vietnam. Vietnam is just the most stunning country. And the food, the freshness of food, how cheap it is to have very good quality fruit. Wow, Vietnam is a stunning place. And I very much enjoyed my time in Vietnam. So I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to go keep enjoying this beautiful sun and this. Oh, the day is just glorious. Flies think it's glorious as well because they won't leave me alone. Oh. So going strong on my fruit diet. Thank God the sushi cravings have passed me for now. Oh, look. I'm feeling so good every day. You know, sometimes a bit up and down because I know that I am detoxing. Like I am detoxing. I feel it. I can smell it. You know, this is kind of unknown territory for me because even when I was fruitarian in the past, I was still having other things in my diet. This is kind of uncharted territories for me right now because I've never done it 100% as hard as I've done it this time round. And I'm a month in now and moving into my I'm in my second month. So yeah, I'm excited to see how my body transforms and develops and, you know, see how it all goes. So it's exciting, it's new, it's wonderful, it's glorious. My God, I can't tell you how many good things are happening and what's happening with my body with this way of living. It's so symbiotic, it's so magic. It's hard to put into words. Anyway, I'll save it for another video then. So I'm just about to go through Snake Alley. It's not really Snake Alley, but you know, it's kind of dense here. Isn't it lovely? Birds singing. Life is abundant everywhere here. I love it. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. I just love to touch the trees. Hello, bee. So yeah, sending you love and blessings wherever you are in the world. Love you guys.